there it comes. Reason number 7, it was a massive up.
Tales of wonder.
Right? Different things you do to do.
Iqra Kids TV.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome once again to Iqra Kids TV. I'm going to be your host today, Khaleel Muhammad, and let me tell ya, I've been working extremely hard. Can you tell? I'm actually sweating. That's how hard I've been working for you guys to make sure we get our show out for you today. Had a few technical problems, I don't mind telling you, but hopefully everything will go according to plan. So let's go for it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Have you ever wondered who came up with some of these amazing inventions like televisions, geometry, mathematics? What about engineering, things that made our modern world possible? Well, there is one man who made mind-blowing inventions and contributed to the history of mankind like no other. Well, get ready to be astounded by the life and works of Al-Hitham, today's Muslim hero. Ibn Al-Haytham was born in 695 in Basra, which is modern-day Iraq. He is responsible for some of the most amazing scientific discoveries and inventions in the history of the world. His contribution to the sciences of optics, astronomy, algebra, geometry made today's world possible. In fact, the invention that he created allows you to see me even here today. His methodology became known as the modern scientific method. Through his book of optics, his ideas influenced European scholars and even those of the Renaissance, and he became known as the father of optics. Ibn Al-Haytham worked at a time known as the Golden Age of Muslim civilization. At that time, history saw great advancement in science, optics, mathematics, and other important sciences that we hold dear to today. From a civilization that spread from Spain to China, Ibn Al-Haytham's ideas influenced millions upon people, men and women, and influenced them to look further and to discover and to invent. Because of him, so many were able to create inventions that have impacted our world even up until today. Now, even though there's not a lot of detail about his life, we do know that he was a man who loved a challenge, and he had heard that Egypt was suffering from flooding. And he said to people, you know, I could solve the flooding problem in Egypt. News of this got to the Caliph Al-Hakim, and he insisted that Ibn Al-Haytham come to Egypt and solve the problem. Now, the Sultan was known for having a vicious temper and hated to be disappointed. So when he heard that Ibn Al-Haytham was not able to do the job, he was furious. Now, Ibn Al-Haytham knew that this might happen. And in order to avoid any punishment, he pretended that he was mad, knowing full well that according to Islamic law, you're not able to punish those who may be mentally impaired. Nonetheless, the Sultan placed him under house arrest. Locked away by a cruel sultan, it looked as if the career of Ibn Al-Haytham was over. But something was about to happen that would change his life and the life of the world. Now, it's important to understand one scientific theory at the time. People and scientists believe that the way that human beings see is that light rays shoot out of the eye, hit the object, and that is how we see. However, Ibn Al-Haytham had a different theory. He believed that light coming from an object went into our eyes and then our brain processed the image. And he wanted to prove it. Legend says that while in house arrest, Ibn Al-Haytham saw a beam of light coming through a crack in his window. And the beam of light projected upon the back wall the image outside. So he wanted to test his theory that indeed light coming from an object creates an image in the eye and is then processed by the brain. He created an object known as camera obscura, a black box with a pinhole in one side. He used this to prove his theory that indeed light coming from an object goes into the eye, even though it's upside down, and then the brain turns it the right way up. With repeated experiments using tools and machines that he himself built by hand, Ibn Al-Haytham had proven his theory to be true. With this in mind, with all of this scientific discovery at his disposal, he wrote his most important book, the Book of Optics. Now, Ibn Al-Haytham was released upon the disappearance of the Caliph. Ibn Al-Haytham died at the age of 74 in 1040, but his book, the Book of Optics, would have a massive impact not only upon the Muslim world, but upon all of human civilization. His book and his discoveries would influence scientists and thinkers for centuries yet to come. In the 12th century, Muslim, Christian, and Jewish scholars translated his books and his other works into Latin, making it available to those in Europe to benefit from his great knowledge. Well-known individuals who were influenced by his work include Roger Bacon, Johann Kepler, and even Leonardo da Vinci. Ibn Al-Haytham was a true polymath, meaning a man with so many skills, and we have only just skimmed the surface of his contributions, his knowledge, and his skill. This is why he is today's Muslim hero. Assalamu alaikum, guys. Welcome once again to the fabulous Random Art Studio. Let's get straight into it. I know you know how it runs on the Random Art Studio, so let's not waste any time. Hit that spinner. Let's get it up on the screen first. Right, let's hit that thing. Let's see, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? A car! The boys out there are thinking, yes, we can do something really cool, yes, okay. Let's find a nice car to draw. Right, we found a cool car and let's put it up on the screen. Ding, there it is. I put in sports car vector, okay? And when you put in vector, you're gonna get a nice kind of graphic-y looking picture, usually with flat colors. And I thought this would be perfect. It has got a bit of a light white thing on the top of where the sun is hitting on the bonnet there. Is that the bonnet at the front? Yeah, right. So it's nice though. It's a jazzy red color. So let's get down to it. It looks quite complicated. With a bit more experience, you will be able to look at something and say, that's complicated. There's a lot of lines there, but me, straight away, just like that, I can see straight away it's got a lot of lines there. Right, we're gonna go straight in, guys, as usual, with our marker, okay? Okay, we're gonna go straight in. Any mistakes, any blunders, any goofs, any fails will be apparent, okay? But I don't mind making some mistakes, okay? I don't want to embarrass myself, but I'm just saying it's okay if you make a few mistakes and all, right? So I've got it on my phone here. You don't have to see it. I'm going to put it on the screen if you need to see it. Now the the challenge with this picture is that there's a lot of smooth lines. And my hand isn't that steady. I might rise all over the place, right? So I know to hold my hand. Be steady, you're good. Right? So it's going to be a challenge to get all smooth lines in the right place and looking proper, well, half decent anyway. Right? Let's take a deep breath. Bismillah. And let's try and go for it. Oh, I don't even know where to start. I'm going to start at the top left-hand corner and bring it up. Okay, I promise you, if I make a mistake, I'm not going to stop. Bring it down, bring it round, oh my days, to the front fender, then under. Okay, not bad. Good game. And then we're going to bring that down like that and bring it back to where we ended off. That's the rough outline, I think, of what we've done. Goodness me. Right, let's put in the main windshield, which is about here somewhere. Oh. Now, the benefit of you seeing me draw things like this, and when I'm going, ooh, I'm genuinely struggling. I'm not faking it. I mean it. It's very hard because this is to do with something they call space acuity. The spaces in between objects and the spaces between lines on an object is what makes the object an object. Yeah, you know I was going to say that, innit? It's difficult to figure out how far should I put that light. Down here? No, it can't be that down there. It has to be about here. So let's start with this fender grid here that goes under, up, over, let's stop there, go up, over, down, along, and up. That's good enough for me. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's good enough. And at the end of the day, we're not trying to recreate the Sistine Chapel, okay? We're trying to get to grips with drawing some really cool stuff. But even drawing really cool stuff means you need to take yourself and your art very, very seriously, guys, okay? No. If you are good at art, the chances are that you are going to want to improve your artistic skills, and you're in the right place for that. Because as I said on the previous shows, some of the pictures we draw at the end of our quick tutorial, it might not look a brilliant picture. It might be, some are better than others. Some look really nice. When we did SpongeBob, that came out so nice. And some of them don't look that great. But what they all have in common, or should have in common, is that they teach you something about shape, color, form, all that good stuff I've been going on about for weeks and weeks and weeks, okay? So don't worry if you don't produce the best drawing you've ever produced. It's okay if you don't. What's important is that you learn something from the experience, okay? And I suppose in life, that goes for everything, okay? You might want to go and see your favorite play or concert or something and you can't go. That's not teaching me nothing, Khaleel. Of course it is. It's teaching you patience, okay? It's teaching you patience. Maybe you wanted to make Hajj this year, but with the pandemic and everything, you couldn't do it. What does that teach me, Khaleel? It does teach you patience, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's in control, and He didn't want you to go there for some reason. He knows best. So that's how we develop patience and forbearance and reliance on Allah. Okay? So don't worry if it doesn't look brilliant. Having said that, I think this looks all right. I think it looks not bad. It's a bit high up on the page, but that's okay. I can handle that. Okay, I can deal with that. I'm happy that that's the only thing I'm seeing. That's a real problem here. Okay, let's put some of the little bits that's inside of the driver's side of the car. The wheel here, I could have maybe made that a bit bigger here. And the wheel kind of goes, now because there's a shadow here, we can't see everything. We can't see with the wheel touching the ground. Okay, and the shadow kind of goes like that, and then goes back here like that. So even though I'm just using the red pencil, it should be black, but we don't worry about that for now. Just pretend that this red pencil, this red marker is black, okay? Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color it is, okay? Getting those lines in is what's important. Drawing something nice is what it's all about, guys, okay? I'm putting these LED lights in, but I'm not doing a great job. I'm not doing a great job, okay? I've been drawing for so many years, and I find that there are things I've not drawn before, which is why we do the random art studio. I don't think I've drawn a sports car. Maybe, no, I'm sure I have, but this one, well, put it this way, I've never drawn one just using a marker and just going straight on the page. That's something I've never done before. That's new for me, and I'm learning, you know. Yeah, you think you've been doing it all these years, Khaleel, you think you got it going on, but there are a few challenges yet that you have to conquer, and a few things that you have to get to grips with, okay? I'm gonna use this red as the black and fill that headlight space in here like this. Okay, I'm still realizing, wow, this is very challenging indeed. Okay, but don't be afraid of challenges, guys. Don't be afraid of challenges. As long as what you're doing is halal, alhamdulillah, inshallah, do your best. And that's the most important thing anybody could ask for. Do your best. I'm sure your folks, your parents out there would agree with me. Do you agree with me, parents? Of course you do. Of course you do. Did they all say yes, Khaleel? Did you all say yes, Khaleel, at the same time? Yes, Khaleel. Let me hear you say yes, Khaleel. Yeah, I think I could hear you not. All right, so anyway, let's continue, right? So we've pretty much done all the lines, all the important lines, and let's have a look at that. I admit, when I saw it, I did panic a little bit. One bead of sweat did go whoosh. It did, I'll be honest with you. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, alhamdulillah, mashallah, it's getting there. Now, what do we do from here? Because I can't color all of it in, my red pencils are running out. And that is not a problem. If you've got markers and they're running out, or your pencil's not sharp, or something like that, don't panic. Again, this is all part of the process. What can you produce with what you've got? That's the mark of a true artist. I said this a while ago as well, that a lot of the old ancient artists, Van Gogh, Michelangelo, all these amazing artists, they had very poor, cheap materials. But they are legendary in the field of art and classical art. They are legendary because they didn't let their limitations stop them, okay? They still produced mind-boggling art with very meager, sometimes very cheap materials, and that goes to show the greatness of what they are, what was inside of them. They were able to still bring it out and show the world what beauty is all about. So don't say to yourself, oh, I've got a really rubbish pencil here, it's so useless, I wish I could get a proper one. No, don't have that attitude, right? Still use what you've got. When we were growing up, right, we didn't have computers. We had markers, we call them felt tip pens, right? And they were nowhere close to the quality of the stuff that we got now. Because if you wanted super duper quality stuff, you'd have to go to somewhere in the West End to buy some really good quality stuff. And I didn't have the money for that. You know, I was a teenager and I didn't have money for the super duper stuff. So I had to buy the little cheap ones from the local shop, you know, in the local sweet shop or from the market. And they didn't last very long. But it didn't stop me from trying to produce something truly awesome and use your imagination to do that, okay? I am using my imagination now, and I'm going to put in a few lines here and there to give this car a bit more interest. Now, I may well and truly fail miserably, even as you guys are watching me on the telly. And would I be embarrassed? Right, all right, let's have a quick look at what we've done. Okay, hold on a minute, get that on there. Right, so again, you see, I haven't concentrated on the body of the car. I've concentrated on these parts, which are fairly small, and I can start practicing my shading practice. You see, I use that blue to make that dark come down a little bit, that blue to come down into the red as well. So that's one way you can use the colors that you have, as sparingly as they may be. As meager as they may be, you still can get something out of them. I keep putting the wrong caps on the wrong pen. Okay, let's just put that blue here and just fade it out a little bit. You can't do it too much because it's a marker. And grab that red and go over it and then bring that down like this and blend it. Remember, when it's on the page for the first couple of seconds, it's wet. So you can still manipulate some of the lines. Okay, got my pens the wrong way around. Never mind. Gonna grab that blue and bring it down like that. Okay. Okay. So again, I'm not gonna be able to do the entirety of the coloring for the body of the thing because our colors are running out. And that is just par for the course, goose for the gander, gravy for the meat and potatoes. It's just how it is sometimes, okay? So this is a lesson, is that in as much as it is a lesson to draw things and be creative, it's a lesson to be patient with the resources that you may have, okay? You may not have all the fancy, amazing, fantastic pencils that are out there, and trust me, there are some cool, very expensive pencils that you can get out there as well. Faber-Castell, these, I don't know what these are, Faber-Castell and some of the other ones as well. I can't afford Faber-Castell because they're quite expensive, okay? But we can achieve something awesome with what we've got. See, it's getting there, guys. It's getting there. I'm gonna put a line here and I'm gonna shade that down. Okay. If you do enough cool bits here and there, right? You can get the cars to still look cool, even though you haven't filled it in with the proper red on the body and everything. It don't matter. Okay, I'm bring that down. I'm gonna grab that blue, and I'm just looking in the monitor and I realize that I need to put some lines here, like this. Darken that up a little bit. Okay. And as I said, these markers I'm using, these markers and these coloring pencils I'm using, they're not the best quality. I admit it, right? I admit I didn't go out and get the best quality because I know we don't need the best quality. All the quality is inside your brain. That's what you're going to bring to the table, okay? Let that quality be you. And if you can do that, if you do eventually get your hands on some really cool pens, then I guarantee you, right, it's gonna look so awesome. If you can make do with just really poor pencils, poor materials, when you get the real deal, it's gonna be awesome, trust me, okay? That's how champions and legends are made, okay? So don't beat yourself up, guys. Let me just bring that back. I'm gonna fade that back, like this. Let's have a look at that screen there, guys. Yep, Oh, bring it down a bit. So there you go, guys. I'm going to draw this one to a close because there's more I could do, but I really want to leave this one as it is for now so I can look at it later on and ponder on what kind of colors I can put in here. Not flat colors, but more these kind of shading colors, these vignettes, colors going from dark to light. Those are the kind of things that you could put in small pieces that will bring it up as well. But unfortunately, we don't have time to do all of that. Guys, again, you know, if you want to come on the show, be with me, spin that wheel, have a go, send me an email at the following email address, info@iqra.tv. That's all you've got to do. We're dying to hear from you guys. So send your work in as well and get here as quickly as possible. Take care. Speak to you soon. Assalamu alaikum. There you go, guys. All righty then, I enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something as well. As usual, if you have any feedback, any thoughts, any suggestions, things that we could do, places we could go, I don't know, let us hear from you on this email address. Our website is as follows here. And of course, our Instagram page is dying for you guys to go over there and to follow, like, and comment as well, inshallah. That is our Instagram page. Take care, guys. See you soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. Reason number 7, it was a massive up. Right? Different things you do.
Iqra Kids TV.